Leave your comments on the Ask Reddit sub, and I'll read your answers on the next episode of LWIAR. You can't time travel, but your phone has the internet from 5 years in the future. What do you search for first? Biggest crisis in the last 5 years. Imagine it simply says the year 2020. That's incredibly optimistic. COVID-22 electric boogaloo. 2COV2 vid. What the frick are flying COVID-22 spiders? The Kanga flu. This but scorpions. This but scorpions. Well, that makes me both terrified and aroused. Probably brings up America post-election. You mean what once was America? After the election, the country shattered like glass and never fully mended. Honestly, could happen, and it's really concerning. You all need to get off of social media for a while and realize most Americans are solidly in their middle and have no interest in any of the bullcrap. Just say any thanks for all the insults. Have a great day, everyone. Life is beautifully too. No interest in the bullcrap doesn't mean I don't care about the government. Yeah, that didn't stop a minority of them from electing a narcissistic demagogue who needs to stay in office to avoid prison, and who brought in a post office competitor to disenfranchise those who want to stop his reign of lies. Oh, and this just in. His lackeys in Congress are breaking their commitment to their own new structure of Supreme Court nomination during election to ensure that when the vote is contested, as undoubtedly it will be, that their side wins, a move that makes a sucker and a rube of anyone. Literally anyone who would seek compromise with him in the future. Maybe there are these disinterested middle folks out there, but their disinterest at the above facts proves you, randomized_taco_s point. People who are still in the middle at this point either don't care or aren't paying attention. Democracy has to be constantly and vigilantly defended. It can't be maintained by a nonplussed middle. Edit. The bullcrap is legislation and choices that directly influences people's lives and in some cases gets them killed. Ignorance doesn't stop everything from freaking happening. Edit. Yes, please, get off Facebook. My ignorance statement was directed at not having any interest in the bullcrap. Social media makes you ignorant by filling you with false knowledge. What the other guy is saying is true. Most people are pretty reasonable. Social media is the tabloids pretending to be legitimate. The idea that the middle is reasonable is not logical. Compromising isn't inherently virtuous. Anyone that thinks that the middle ground between, say for instance, the extremists that believe in white supremacy through genocide and people that think that people should not be killed, is not reasonable. There is no middle ground. How about libertarians that believe in child labor or lowering the age of consent? Is it virtuous to compromise with them? How about food scarcity among children? Shall we take the middle road? Or feed them? The list goes on. The idea that there should always be a middle ground does not always make sense. The middle of what specific policies is what you have to ask yourself to make sure that you aren't be tricked into compromising your own immorality, which is not a virtue. Hey op, cherish 2015 while you can. Okay. Sound advice. Go save Harambe. Lottery numbers the last 5 years. Easy peasy. Week 1, buy a ticket. Win the lottery. Week 2, buy a ticket. Publicly post the winning numbers 3 minutes before the draw. Week 3, publicly post the winning numbers 2 days in advance. Watch as everyone buys tickets with those numbers. Wins the jackpot, then gets less than the value of their ticket as the prize pool is split between everyone. They do something similar in Peaky Blinders with a racehorse. Only in their plan the horse loses the third race. So you would give fake numbers in week 3 and your winnings will be higher. I fucking love Peaky Blinders. I stopped watching after season 4, is it still good? I think so. They get a lot more into politics and high power than the usual street dirt. And some people don't like it because it's not as much violence and such. But I loved it because it shows how once you have enough money and power, you run out of ways to grab more unless it's in politics. Cure for type 1 diabetes. Doctors have been saying it's 5 years away for a while now. Can you link some articles, bro? I like to read medical research stuff. I'm studying in a lab under a researcher working on this. Here's all of his stuff. Enjoy. bruscolab.diabetes.ufl.edu I was diagnosed 8 years ago and they were saying it back then too. 26 years, said it then too. 47 years ago. I would start a blog on my PC and then switch to my phone to check if it now has updates from there. Future. If so, my future self could talk to my present self. I could read about my mistakes and try to avoid them. If a post disappears, that would mean that I did it right. Edit. Holy crap, thank you for all the likes and awards. This is actually a really cool idea. You're really thinking outside the box, mate. Reminds me of a story I read where a character can use short-range time travel as long as he doesn't meet himself, and he needs to open a combination lock. So he thinks to himself, here's what I'll do. I'll try the combination O. If it works, I'll write good job. The combination is O on a piece of paper. Otherwise I'll write nope. Try O. Then I'll go back to this morning and open my closet, and slip the note into the pocket of these pants I put on this morning. So now I can check my pocket for a note, and if the note starts with nope, then I'll try the combination it suggests, and then write a new note with that combination +1 and send it back the same way. Logically, I'll only have to go back and try it at most 2 times. The other copies of me will be unaware that they're stuck in a time loop until we finally guess the right combination. Therefore I'll check my pocket now, and logically the note should say, good job, and have a correct combination. Otherwise I'll wind up erasing my memory of having the wrong combination when I change the past. So he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a note, and it is recognizably his own handwriting, but twisted and somehow agonized looking. And the note has water damage, soot smudges, and little drops of blood. And all it says is, don't frick with time. So he abandons that plan and just blasts the lock off. I'd like to read this story. What's it called? Harry Potter and the Method of Rationality, which has very mixed reviews. It can be a blast, or very, very irritating, or both. Stock prices in 2025, save up to buy a share. Profit. That's how you get Van Damned. The guy from Bloodsport and Timecop is going to kick my butt. That's actually kinda awesome. No, the real deal would be getting to see the price history of a stock rather than just its price in 5 years. That way, you can make options plays and make WAAAAAY more money than you ever would just buying stocks. Yeah, knowing the exact movements of every single stock for the next 5 years would be absolutely insane. Even with minimal initial capital, say a few $100, you could be an options millionaire in less than 6 months. Wouldn't your buying of stocks change the price of stocks available, therefore changing the space-time continuum? Not if the future he sees is the one where he bought stocks. Yep, won't be as suspicious as betting on sports or winning the lottery 10 times. Get super rich the legit way. Honestly, if you won one single lotto for $500 mil, would you play again? How much money would you need? I wouldn't want. Hire a bodyguard, celebrity status. Let me spend the money in private. Even if you split a jackpot with the original person that was supposed to win, you still walk away with half. So you get $250 mil. Then taxes. Let's say you walk away with $125 mil. I really don't need more than that and would probably give away at least half anyway. Basically, win the lottery once and use it to make money on the stock market and other investments. If I won $1 million, I'd give a quarter of it to charity. Not sure what I do with the other $999,999.75. I'd search to see if The Winds of Winter has been published yet. Or Doors of Stone. I don't have a magic future phone, but I can answer that for you, no. Sadly, Op said 5 years into the future only. The death of the author within that time frame is actually very realistic though. I've actually given up going past book 2 of the series because I can't stand the idea of the story not getting finished and being completely unsatisfied with Game of Thrones again. Lottery numbers to stock prices to my name. You may ask why my name, but it's very simple, as I then can learn if I died until then or got caught for some crap and is still in prison. Edit. Whoa, I didn't expect anything. Many thanks for the awards and upvotes. I would do it in this order. Name to stock to lottery to stock to lottery to name again. This would indicate if the future is deterministic or not. Does anything about your future change after you learned about future financials? And also ensure you maximize your earnings in the event that lottery winnings and stock markets may affect each other. This is all assuming, if the future is not deterministic, that events in the present instantly propagate into the future, rather than, like in the Journeyman project where there's a reality distortion field that takes time to propagate outward from the changed event. Quote, Nicky Dino 8 won the lottery in 2021. Made brilliant investments in the stock market between 2021 and 2024. Sadly, they were murdered during a home invasion gone wrong in their new house in late 2024. Be careful what you wish for. Edit. Thanks for my first awards. This is exactly what I was thinking, lol. Well, I went to Reddit and found this post. Hello from 2015. Go to the Cincinnati Zoo in May 28, 2016. You couldn't have given us a heads up a couple of years ago. That is Bill Gates' alternate Reddit account. He did warn us with a TED Talk in 2015. Hell, even the Pentagon saw it coming. In a report published in early 2017 right before Inauguration Day, the Pentagon was warning the White House of a possible novel virus, more specifically coronavirus, as the biggest national security threat. The White House ignored. Here is the original report that broke the story. www.thenation.com. Despite President Trump's repeated assertions that the COVID-19 epidemic was unforeseen and came out of nowhere, the Pentagon was not just well aware of the threat of a novel influenza but even anticipated the consequent scarcity of ventilators, face masks, and hospital beds. According to a 2017 Pentagon plan obtained by The Nation, the most likely and significant threat is a novel respiratory disease, particularly a novel influenza disease. The military plan states. The document specifically refers to coronaviruses on several occasions, in one instance saying, coronavirus infections are common around the world. Edit. Shameful plug inbound. Scroll to next paragraph if you want to avoid reading a desperate minuscule YouTuber's plea. If you have read this far, consider checking out this video I made on some academic studies that show what increases the threat of future pandemics. I don't feel good about posting this. Truly I don't. It's hard making the videos I do, because in regards to news, mainstream media has been elevated on YouTube and small media tubers like me are eternally screwed by the algorithm. Edit. 2 virologists and zoologists have been studying and sounding the alarm on coronaviruses since the SARS pandemic in the early 2000s. They say there's an estimated 1.4 million zoonotic viruses in mammals in the wild. The more we encroach on their habitat, the higher the risk for another novel outbreak. The more a changing climate pushes these mammals into human-populated areas, the higher chance of a novel outbreak. The more forest we tear or let burn down. Well, you get the point. All sports betting wins of the last 5 years. Okay, Biff Tannen. What up? I don't need them all, I just need the biggest upsets. No, just need a group of 11. 11-team parlays offer odds of about 1,233 to 1. Take out a sketchy cash loan of $10,000. Make the bet and you won $12 million. Yep, I'd go for a 3-to-1 bet first, to get some funds, and then get lucky on an accumulator. No one would even assume foul play. I'd just find the biggest championship upset, dress like a superfan of the winning team, get convincingly drunk, and drop my life savings on them. Should have a decent payout, which becomes my seed money for 5 years worth of very smart angel investing in tech startups. I search porn to see if the industry has gotten over its step-family obsession. Yes, but they only drop the step part. The family that lays together, stays together. The family that freaks together, stucks together. It's the getting stuck part that starts it usually anyway. Ghislaine Maxwell suicide date. Thanks for watching LWIAR, the best of recent r/AskReddit submissions and comments. If you like this video, check out LWIAR too, and don't forget to like and subscribe.